Welcome to the great outdoors, everybody. It's a Saturday night outdoor game here in Niles, Illinois, as the Central Michigan Chippewas get set to take on the Loyola-Chicago Ramblers here on CCHN, the final game of the 2025 North Shore Classic. Hi again, everybody. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. Reagan Cleaves, Radio Ringside, and literally Radio Ringside, as we are positioned in what is the left wing corner of the Central Michigan end. It should be a fun one here this afternoon. For only the second time in club history, the Chippewas are outdoors here for a regular season contest. Well, let's take a look at how this weekend has gone for CMU. They started off pretty darn well on Friday against Northwestern at the Robert Crown Community Center in Evanston, Illinois. You're tied 2-2 going into the third period. You score 4 straight. You kind of get some momentum heading in to the second day of play here in the North Shore Classic, but then your performance yesterday derailed by a bunch of penalties, 6 of them taken in the second period alone, which allowed Grand Canyon to score 3 power play goals in that period to go up 4-0 going into the third period, and that derailed Central Michigan's comeback chances. And the last time before yesterday's game that the Chippewas had allowed more than 1 power play goal in the game was back on October 25th. They had only allowed 5 power play goals since that matchup at home against Calvin. And last night, the penalties just got to them, as you'll hear head coach Brendan Martin talk in just a couple of minutes in our coaches show presented by OptumX Sports. But for CMU, the keys to tonight's game against Loyola, you have to limit the penalties. You can't let Loyola-Chicago dictate the pace of play. It's a much smaller roster for Loyola here today. They've only got about 15 guys dressed here. You have to be able to take advantage of your size and your roster strength here this afternoon. Speaking of the Loyola-Chicago Ramblers, let's take a look at how they've done this season. They've struggled mightily in the Matcha Bronze Division, the Mid-American Collegiate Hockey Association, their third-tier division. In that conference, Loyola-Chicago, they are 3-10-3 on the season. They've dropped both their 2 games earlier on here this weekend. They lost 5-0 to Grand Canyon on Friday at the Robert Crown Community Center. And then yesterday as well, they dropped the game 6-3 to Loyola Marymount, who lost 4-3 to Northwestern earlier here at the Niles Iceland Skate. Their leading scorer, Michael Wasilou, who threw his 14 games coming into this weekend, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points on the season, leading all Rambler scorers. But again, he has been the leading man up front for the Ramblers here throughout the majority of this season. Their netminder, Jack Smith, has played in every single game this year for the Ramblers, and he will get the nod again tonight for Central Michigan. We'll go to Nick Wilson in just his 3rd start of the year. The initial plan going into today on the bus ride over and talked to head coach Brendan Martin, it was going to be split Lauren Jones the first half of the game, Nick Wilson the second half, but things change, decisions have been made, and Nick Wilson gets the start in net tonight for the Central Michigan Chippewas. You'll hear a little bit more about that first decision to split the goalies with head coach Brendan Martin in our conversation with him on the OptumX Coaches Show. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes here on CCHN. We'll step aside and we'll be right back with more here on YouTube. Reagan Cleaves here with Brendan Martin on the OptumX Coaches Show. First of all, Marty, you guys get the win on Friday, but yesterday's a different story. It's a tough break. You guys get a lot of penalties. How do you rebound from a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, we just beat ourselves. I like to say yesterday we pretty much played 3 games in one. We were playing against the other team. Second period we were playing against the refs, and then third period really playing against ourselves. So you can't take that many penalties in a game and expect to win. Doesn't matter who you're playing. We spent the majority of that game on the kill, especially in the second period. But if you want to look at some positives, in the third period we outshot them 13-2. So moving into today, you have to clean up the penalties that can be avoided and play 5-on-5 hockey.
Yeah, indeed. And you got a decent performance out of Isaac Gleisner last night. You change up the goalie situation. You go with Lauren Jones first half of the game today, and you planning on going with Nick Wilson. What's your mindset behind that? Why are you going with 2 different goalies?
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be changing it up a little bit today. Obviously, we're playing outdoors, so we want to give both of these guys an opportunity to experience that, and they both deserve it. So that was kind of our mindset with that today, and it's a great environment for them to go and do that. So we're expecting them to come in and dominate today, and I'm excited for them. So.
Yeah, exactly. And you talk about this being an outdoor game. It's a very unique experience. You mentioned only about one previous outdoor game in CMU D3 history. I'm pretty sure you're correct. But this is just such a unique experience to cap off a wonderful weekend here at the North Shore Classic.
Yeah, absolutely. Second game in program history that we've done it. Be able to do it in Chicago too. I mean, this is a great environment. It's a memory that players, myself, the rest of the coaches, families, something that they'll be able to take with them forever. And that's really what this is all about here is having fun. This is a big family organization, and I've always loved the support that we do get from the families on and off the ice. And so this is really to celebrate them and to celebrate our team and the program that we have. And I just can't be more proud of the opportunity that we've been able to have to play in these games and be able to play these different teams. So from a coach's standpoint and from a former player who loves this program, I mean, it's awesome to see.
Yeah, and we're under a roof today, but still the wind, the snow coming in from the side, it could play a role. How much do you think that'll affect your team today?
Yeah, well, just watching out here today, in the first half that we saw here, it looks like there is some snow building up on the ice. So just from hindsight, you're not going to be able to be using those dangles or your hands as much. It's going to be a lot more simple plays, and so that's kind of going to be the message today is keep it simple. Obviously, we want to make good passes here, but we're not going to try and do too much. We're going to work on our systems, work on our forecheck, play that physical brand of hockey that I like to play, and we should be good. Yeah.
Finally, Coach, you guys only get 1 goal yesterday. How do you look to revamp the offense going into today's game?
Yeah, well, we had tons of opportunities yesterday, even though the scoreboard didn't reflect it, and shots were 19-3 in the third period. Right, that was a dominating period for us, and so really focusing on the front of the net. Right, I've talked to you guys and Michael about it before, but we got to be relentless in front of the net. You have to be strong on your stick. We had a couple opportunities there where a puck was sitting right on the back door, and we couldn't get that one in. So moving into today, really focusing on the front of the net, having a net front presence. When we get pucks up to the point and our D are walking, we need to make sure we have traffic in front of the net, making it hard for the goalie to see the puck. And then from there, I think once you pile up those shot totals, the goals are going to come. So.
Hey, good luck today, Coach, and stay warm.
Appreciate it. Yeah, you too.
That was head coach Brennan Martin. Thanks, as always, to him for taking time out of his pregame prep to chat with us and talk about the upcoming game, which is just about to get underway in a couple of minutes. And a perk of getting to sit ringside for us is pucks coming over the glass and almost hitting the broadcast booth. I just had a puck as warm-ups finishing up. Just had a puck come in and land right at my feet. After a shot came in, I think we'll hold on to that with the proper authorities. Warm-ups just getting over with, and as we have all tournament, we will head right into game action. So we'll take this time to introduce the starting netminders here, presented by SeamishIceHockey.com. For the Loyola-Chicago Ramblers, they go with Jack Smith, who this is his 15th start of the campaign. He only has Loyola only has one netminder that they've used all season. They will go back to Jack Smith here today. 3-10-3 on the weekend on the year. Coming into the weekend, he had a .554 goals against average and an .872 save percentage. We were unable to garner the stats from Loyola-Chicago's earlier games here this weekend, but we do have the results. They dropped the opening game to Grand Canyon 5-0, and then they lost to Loyola Marymount in the battle of the Loyola Universities, as that game battled yesterday went 6-3 in favor of the Loyola Marymount team out of California. For Central Michigan, they turned to Nick Wilson. The sophomore out of Fenton, Michigan, has played 3 games in his career, has only 1 decision, and that is a win. Back earlier this year on October 18th against Davenport, made 21 saves, earned his first career shutout. His goals against average sits at .256, and his save percentage at .930. One of all 4 netminders for this CMU team to have an above 900 save percentage. We're ready to go here at Niles Iceland Skate. There will be a face-off at center. Ryan Grollo to dig in for CMU against Sam Fablo of the Loyola-Chicago Ramblers. The puck is down, and we are underway. Quickly, though, they come right back in front of the broadcast booth. Josh Gilgren digging in there with Jack Swenson. It's eventually free. Grollo able to poke it up ahead on right wing. It's cut off at center. The Ramblers will put it right back in. Gilgren will feed to Camara. Left to right, Camara back after that game misconduct yesterday. Got kicked out of the game for fighting with a Grand Canyon player. Home motor on up left wing. He's across that line, pressured hard to the boards by Swenson. Centering feed comes up to the right point, and it'll be taken away by the Ramblers. Swenson across the line, centered it out in front. Loose puck rolled just wide of the net of Nick Wilson. Now the puck laid at the side of the net. It's loose here, and Wilson can't get a hold of it. Now the wraparound, loose out in front. Grollo swept it away. Another shot that was blocked by Grollo. Boy, a great opportunity there for Sam Fablo. He was able to get the loose puck in the slot and fire it on goal. Grollo, though, able to stand tall and block that in front of his netminder. Central Michigan takes that opportunity to dump the puck into the Rambler end. Hutton keeps it in left point. Send it down low. Porzonic from the slot shot. Just stepped wide. Rebound. Big save there by Smith. Able to stick out that right pad on the left side as the Chippewas attack the net to our right, wearing the All Blacks. Here's a feed to the back door. They score! Beautiful passing by CMU. The puck popped up on the left side. It was slammed home. It's Owen Campbell with another point this weekend. He has goal number 6, and it's 1-0 CMU just 1 minute and 23 seconds in. This is the start CMU needed after that game yesterday. So 1:23 in, Campbell with his 6th of the campaign. We'll see if we can get assists for you later on. Playback underway right in front of the broadcast booth here. Porzonic slaps it up left wing with speeders Isaac Gibbs. Gets around the defense, lost the puck though, and the Ramblers will chop it down the ice. Icing the call. Wait a minute. Looked like Nick Wilson came out of the net to play it, and they still waved it down. Nonetheless, icing the call with 18:16 to go here in period 1. You know, talking with players and coaches here today, this is quite a unique experience. Not a lot of players get the chance to play in an outdoor game, though it's becoming a little bit more common, at least to my knowledge, in the college hockey ranks. You've at least had in the ACHA, you've always had Lawrence Tech playing at Clark Park, hosting that tournament. But for CMU, this is only the 2nd time in their club's history that we can figure that they've contested an outdoor game. Puck down in the Loyola zone. Wassilou puts it into the right wing corner. Look out in front. Big save on Kuhn there by Smith, and he's able to smother the puck in the crease. A great opportunity there for Nick Kuhn as he stepped free from the right wing circle right across the face of goal. Smith was able to square up, get his chest to it, and gobble it up for the stoppage of play. 17:58 to go in the first period. Hop to contest the face-off to the left of Jack Smith, all the way down at the other end of the ice. Chippewas unable to win it. It's batted back out to center. Clements back in the lineup tonight after being a healthy scratch yesterday. He's back in the lineup, and Chippewas are able to dump it in with his help. It comes back out to neutral ice, though. Martin, his pass ahead, knocked down, and look out with speed. Here's Cleanan with a shot. Big save there by Wilson as he stuck out the pad on the Loyola forward. Battle for it right in front of the broadcast booth here, and Clements is able to work it up on the right wing. Cross-ice pass, racing after it. Here is Jace Johnson right on the stick, right on the heels of Lucas Babala. Loyola moves it out through center across the way. Martin back in his own end. Will feed it rink wide near side to Gilgren. Off the boards. Will feed it up ahead. Here's Connor Morgan with speed at 2 goals in that weekend opener against Northwestern. Held off the score sheet last night, but he's been potent this season for CMU, especially on that power play. Chippewas work it free. Morgan on the backhand from the left circle just went wide. Ramblers slap it to the near side. It's flipped out through center. Multiple Chippewas converge, and Gilgren's the one to come away with it. We'll move left to right here in the opening period. Dump the puck in. 16:42 to go in the period. Morgan in the corner. Near side, got it up the wall, but it was intercepted. Poked away from a Rambler there, and Bishop to go into the boards hard there with the Loyola president, Reed Johnson. Chippewas get the puck up to the left point. Camaro worked it down low, rattled around the boards to the near corner. Back up to the point. Gilgren had to retreat back out to the neutral ice before slapping that back in. Delayed offsides allows Loyola to regroup here. Pass up on left wing across that line here. Swenson stepping with a shot and the first save of the evening there from Nick Wilson, and he holds on with 16:04 to go here in the opening period. You know, this weekend it's been pretty good for Central Michigan. You get that 6-2 win, but a lot of things you can learn from that loss yesterday against Grand Canyon, and part of that is getting a fast start, and CMU indeed has gotten a fast start today, pressuring Loyola for the most part, and that first shot on Nick Wilson coming only 4 minutes in. There's another save by Wilson on a shot from the point. Hutton gets tangled up with Dylan Simon in the near corner, and the Chippewas are able to move it out to center. Look out, Ryan Grollo has got speed, splits the defense to the backhand, lets the shot go, and he lifted that high over top the cage, and the net is off its moorings here at the 4:14 mark of the opening frame. Got a good opportunity there for Ryan Grollo. Gloves that lead to pass from Hutton in the near corner out at center, and he settles it down, unable to get a clean shot off, but he works to about 5 feet within the vicinity of the goal crease and lifted it over top the net. Face off to Jack Smith left. Rambler end to our right. Chippewas win it cleanly. Bowerson right point shot, save Smith, and he'll corral the rebound, and Andrew Miller takes his man into the net. And after the stoppage of play. Fast start here for CMU in Niles, Illinois. Another face-off in the right wing circle of the Rambler end. Gibbs is going to dig in, and off the tie-up, Chippewas get up to the right point again. Bowerson shot deflected out in front, and it's up and out of play. Looks like Grollo got a piece of it. Chippewas wearing the all-black uniforms here this afternoon, breaking them out for the 4th time this season. They debuted them back starting November against Michigan Flint. Ended up with a win on the road. Loyola in the white home uniforms with gold and maroon trim, both maroon and gold teams here this afternoon. Armentrout off the face-off, able to keep it in at the left point. Loose puck at the circles, cleared out and down the ice. Lucas Hutton will turn off the afterburners to go in and get the puck. Oh, wheel out of his own end. Got cut off at the point, though, as Loyola's got the puck. Right wing side. It'll be chased into the corner there by Nagel. Fires it around to the near side. Miller goes to the boards. There, Loyola unable to keep the zone as the pass is intercepted. Here's Armentrout, the hometown kid, up the left wing and across the line. Left it off for Grollo. A shot. He snapped that one wide. Good opportunity there for Ryan Grollo, the sophomore, playing in only his 24th game of his career. Played only 3 games last year. Bouncing puck comes to the stick of Campbell, who lets a shot go. And it goes up and out of play off the deflection. 14:38 to go, first period. Chippewas up 1-0 on a Rambler team that has certainly struggled. And talking to these Chippewa players before the game. This is kind of a reset game, like they did Davenport at the beginning of the year, like they did against Adrian, at least that home game, where you get the opportunity after facing a difficult opponent yesterday in GCU to kind of reset things and get things going again. They've scored the first goal, and they're looking to add some more. McCray threw it down behind the net, across the way into the corner. Gibbs behind the goal, fed it out in front, bouncing puck kicked away by Martin at the point. Now look out, a loose puck down the ice, racing after it's McCray. Icing waved off, beating the man to it there was Swenson. He and McCray go tumbling into the corner, and it'll be taken here by Campbell. Campbell, the captain, battling for it there with Wesalou. Ramblers unable to maintain control of the puck, and the Chippewas flip it out. On right wing, here's Gibbs. Across that line, centered it out in front. Campbell, toe drag shot. He snapped it wide. Great opportunity and a good passing play there from the top two forwards for the Chippewas. Campbell down to the left wing corner. Shelled it behind the goal. A shot from a sharp angle behind in the left wing circle. Blocked. Puck now behind Smith. Chippewas able to keep it in. Gibbs stepping in right circle. He shot. He snapped it wide again. Chippewas suffocating pressure here in the opening 7 minutes. 13:21 to go here in the period. Icing the signal and the call here against the Ramblers. Big opportunity here for CMU to maintain control of the play and maintain the pressure here on the Ramblers. They struggled to maintain and regain their momentum yesterday in that game against the Antelopes of Grand Canyon. And today they're hoping to regain some of their mojo going in to a big weekend next week against the Division I Northwood Timberwolves, who have been such a force in Division I this year, despite the fact that they just moved up to D1 from D3 last year, and they did not play very well in D3 a year ago. Nonetheless, they cracked the top 25 earlier this season and have been on a tear at D1. 7 minutes gone here in this first period. Chippewas, another offensive zone faceoff. Johnson steps in, shot saves Smith off the blocker from the right wing circle. Chippewas able to keep it in the left point. Kamara chopped at it, but it goes up and out of play. We talked about as it goes into the Loyola bench, we talked about how small of a team Loyola has at the moment. And right now, I can count 5, 6 substitutes. 7 guys on the bench, actually, as they all get settled down, and I can clearly see everybody. Rather, I miscounted. They've got 8. Still not a deep bench here for Loyola. And CMU has been taking it to them early. We have a hand pass called against the Chippewas in the offensive zone, and that'll finally bring the faceoff out of the Rambler zone here. That's a good thing for Loyola-Chicago. That was good 3 or 4 straight icing calls against them, and they finally were able to get a change last time off. Now the Chippewas deploy the left wing in Jace Johnson all the way out to the left side, which we've seen them do the last couple of games here this weekend. Interesting stratagem. Doesn't work this time as the Chippewas don't get it to Jace, and it's deep in the zone before the Ramblers take control and dump it out. Here's Bowerson from center. Across that line, right wing, steps in with a shot. That was blocked in front by Smith. Jace Johnson from the left point. Flops it down behind the net. Kuhn backhanded it out in front, trying to connect with Hopp, but it was knocked away from him, and Hutton will regroup at center. He'll turn and dump it in. On the right wing, Smith comes out of his net to play it. Look out, he gave it away. Hutton behind the net, trying to feed it to the back door. Nobody home for the black and gold, and it's lifted down the ice. Bowerson will get to the net and icing the call here with 11:55 to go in the first period. Always an exciting time to be outside here at a hockey rink. Second time the Chippewas have played outside. First time yours truly has had a game outside. Boy, I've been looking forward to this one for quite some time. Ever since I saw it on the schedule earlier on in the season. Face off the left of Smith. And Chippewas had that same joy as well. Everybody was excited, getting the eye black ready, and it works well with the All Blacks. Chippewas once again maintained pressure on the offensive end. I think Wilson has faced maybe 2 or 3 shots all game, and at this point we're nearing the halfway mark of the first. Bowerson right back into the Ramblers zone on right wing, sends it out in front, deflected up and out of play. Looked like man parked on the doorstep for CMU was Siraki. They couldn't connect, and they'll have another faceoff in the Ramblers zone though, so Chippewas are able to maintain control of the play. Morgan again on an offensive zone faceoff. Chippewas, although it's been a struggle all year, have been good tonight in the faceoff circle. Morgan wins this one cleanly. Bishop from the right side. That one went off the goalpost, it looked like, or at least the side of the net. Now Morgan again, right wing corner, hammered to the boards. Chippewas maintained control. Back behind the net. Bishop backed it up to Martin. He'll rattle it around the boards from the left point. Siraki after it, right corner. Behind the net, intended for Morgan, just a little bit too far for him. He'll pick it up in the left corner, though. Tried to drop it back to nobody in particular, knocked away from him. And now look out, the Ramblers have an opportunity. Swenson stepping in, shot save there by Wilson. And he holds on with 10:56, and this will be maybe the second or third faceoff in the Chippewa D zone this year, or in this game. Now Nick Wilson having a chat with the linesman. Not sure there's anything in particular. They all come away with smiles, so I can only assume they were joking. Chippewas lead 1-0. 9:04 through this one. Grillo to dig in for CMU, wins the faceoff. It'll go into the right wing corner actually. And now the Chippewas will race after it. Armentrout with speed into the corner, beats out the icing. Great play by the Roselle native. Now a centering feed. Clements on the one-timer. Snap that one wide. Here's Martin up at the slot. Stepping into the right wing circle. Here's a shot safe. Rebound loose at the side of the net. Corralled in the corner. Chippewas at the point. Armentrout down low for Clements. Clements rubbed off the puck. It's loose behind Smith. Rebound at the side of the net. That was hammered just wide there by Grollo. Another opportunity. This one comes up to the point. Martin absorbs the check, deposits it down deep. Reed Johnson down there for Loyola. Hammers his man into the boards. Chippewas come away unscathed. This shot there from Armentrout as he pounced on the loose puck, and the slot was wide. Now Miller out in front. Save Smith. Rebound is loose, and it's cleared up top. Delayed offsides on the Chippewas here. They'll corral it at center and come right back in. Miller from the left point dumps it on in. Armentrout, right wing circle. Puts it down behind the net. Reed Johnson, the president of this Loyola Ramblers squad, able to move that up out to the neutral ice. And Josh Gilgren, the man coming in hot, able to deflect this up and out of play. Not his intention, I'll guarantee you that. But with the man coming right after him in Aaron Golfstein, he's able to get that puck out of danger. Face off right back at center. Owen Campbell to dig in for CMU. Can't win the face-off. It'll be dumped in here by Wassilou. Wassilou centering feed picked off by Campbell. Intended for Wassilou. And Wassilou will return the favor, knocking it down at center. Chippewas maintain control, though. Loose puck in the left circle, cleared out. Back to center. Camara. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone. Gilgren. Fed it on ahead. Campbell corralled the bouncing puck, steps in over the line, had the puck poked off his stick. Gibbs working right in, saved by Smith. And he'll hold on with 8:58 to go here in the first period. Things getting a little chippy in front of the Loyola net right there. A couple of guys getting tangled up. Looked like Porzotic was in there for CMU. And I will clarify, we are not directly under the elements right now. If you've ever been to the Centene Community Ice Center in St. Louis, what they call the barn, it's basically a giant pavilion over the rink here at Niles Iceland with open air sides and ends. So we're still exposed to the wind. At least the players on the ice are somewhat protected. Chippewas again with pressure in the offensive end. The puck rolls in on Smith, and he puts a glove to it and stops it. Credit to him. He's faced a lot of pressure here in this first period, and Chippewas have only put one past him. The body language between the two benches here already. Loyola, they've had a short bench all weekend, and being down one, they're all sitting on the bench looking a little bit tired here, and you expect as we go on, the cold and which is already going to affect both teams, is going to get to Loyola a little bit more. Here's Nick Kuhn across the line, chopped down from behind, looking for the loose puck. Chase Johnson snapped it right off the left pad of Smith. Now Loyola back up the wing. Across the line, they'll dump it in. Blocker save Wilson. Rebound lifted just wide. Bowerson hauled his man to the ground. Loose puck chopped into the right wing corner. Camara rattles it around the boards. Left side, here's a shot right into the gut there of Wilson, and he manages to hold on. That shot came from the right side by Lucas Babala out of Arrington Heights, Illinois. Loyola University Chicago, right in the heart of downtown Chicago. They play their home games at Robert Crown Community Center. The co-hosts of this three-game tournament with Northwestern. Look out, Reed Johnson lifts that up and over top into the netting right above the broadcast booth. Luckily, unlike the one in pregame warm-ups, this bounced right back onto the ice. I didn't have to go diving after my equipment to protect it from the falling vulcanized rubber. And we'll have a face-off to the left of Wilson here. Last couple minutes, Loyola's been able to get some things going. Made Wilson go and make a couple of saves here. Face-off, won by Loyola behind the net. They feed it out in front to the back door. It was open, but Morgan able to strip the puck away with speed up the left wing. As across that line, steps in, shot. Lifted it over top the goal. Here's another shot from the right wing side. Rebound out in front, and Morgan puts it home. Connor Morgan right on the doorstep, able to deposit the cash. It's 2-0 CMU. Connor Morgan, that's his third of the weekend, coming at 12:27. Make it 2-0 Chippewas. Kind of felt like that was coming, and luckily for CMU, they were able to turn around the momentum that Loyola seemed to be building a little bit there. As Loyola had kind of had control in the Chippewa end for a while, at least forcing a couple of saves and some stoppages and face-offs in the defensive end. But then CMU goes right back the other way and doubles the lead. Now Grollo back in the offensive end for CMU. Puts it behind the net for Miller. Miller tied up there. Ramblers come away with it and lift it out to center. Loose puck corralled here over the line. Stepping Golfstein. Stripped of the puck though, and the Chippewas get it back to center. Here's Grollo. Able to dump it on in. Lost it to his opposite number. Gilmenick. Will be controlled behind his own goal here by the Ramblers, but Smith had that pop out right to the side of the net, and he's going to plop a glove on it and hold on. 6:37 to go first period. Chippewas up 2-0 on goals from Campbell and Morgan. Face off to the left of Smith again. We've had countless face-offs in this first period in that right wing circle. Campbell will dig in here for the Chippewas. Can't win it cleanly, Isaac Gibbs. Dancing down behind the net, fed it out in front, deflected right back behind the net. Gibbs, pinwheels, left corner. Centering feed knocked away. Here come the Ramblers. Up the right wing, Swenson with speed. Pressure to the outside, fed it in front of goal. Campbell to the near side. They battle for it right in front of the booth. McRae trying to poke it free. McRae, good to see him back in the lineup for CMU after being scratched the first two games of the semester. Campbell up on left wing. Over the line, here's Gibbs. Dangling, centered it. Loose puck in the slot. Taken away here by Swenson. Bats it off the far boards. McRae defensively cleared it to the line, not out. Kept alive. Ramblers put it down into the right wing corner. Taken away here by Gibbs. He's moving up the right wing. Nifty move to get around the defense. Into the slot. Toe drags, works in. And he scores! Isaac Gibbs, a dandy of a move right there. It's 3-0 CMU as Gibbs is able to put it back home. That's goal number 13 of the campaign, and it's 3-0 CMU. That goal coming at 14:25. As Gibbs got the feed from Campbell on the right wing, able to work in and make a pretty nifty move past Smith. Now the Ramblers coming into the zone. Onside, they dump it in. The Atlanta, Georgia native, Josh Gilgren. In the left wing corner, dancing away from his man. He'll play it up the left wing. Nagel there with pressure for Loyola. He'll take it and dump it behind Wilson. Wilson will come out and play it as we've hit the 15-minute mark of this opening period. 3-0 Chippewas lead. Puck hopped over the stick of the man guarding the right point for Loyola. Here's Camara across the line for the Chippewas. Dropped it back left circle. Jace Johnson's shot was blocked. Ramblers get it up to the point and out. Chippewas regroup. And here's Kuhn with speed. Stepping across that line to the outside. Nifty throw dragged to the middle. And he was knocked off the puck. Loose puck, though, behind the net. Kuhn comes in, shot, saves Smith. Rebound is loose out in front. And then it comes off its moorings here. So we'll have a stoppage of play with 4:26 to go in the first. Might not be able to hear it off my microphone, but it's certainly something different when you can hear a fire truck outside when you're at a hockey game. It's always fun to see college hockey on outdoor rinks. You get the hometown support. Of course, the Big Ten had the frozen Fenway games. Both the Big Ten Conference and the men's side and the CCWHA. Now look out. Loyola in on the attack. Swenson overskated it, and it's sent back out to center. Wassilou will dump it right back in. Bowerson, left side. Will clear it off the boards and out to center. Went off of a Rambler and deflected right back in. They've got delayed offsides. That'll give Chippewas some chance to regroup here. Connor Morgan on right wing. Collects off the boards. Flips it up and out of play. 3:50 to go here in the first period. It's been an eventful one. Owen Campbell got things started just a minute and 23 seconds into the contest. And now penalty box door opens. Not sure if there's a penalty. Oh, no, they're just grabbing a puck. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was going to say, I didn't see a signal from the official for a penalty. Indeed, it's just to get a new piece of rubber. Now Morgan off the face-off at center, gains the zone on left wing. Quickly loses it, and the Ramblers are after it on the left wing. Bowerson, though, forced to turn over, chips it deep. In after it there is Alex Jumalink. Jumalink coughed it up at center. Connor Morgan off the boards to Bowerson. From center, dumped it in, took a hop off Jumalink's stick, and it's back behind the net. Ramblers can't get it out. Dumalink fires it around the boards to a teammate there in the left corner. And they're able to get it down the ice. Icing waved off because of a tip. Hutton will corral it behind his own net. Pressured by Tristan Ruski. Hutton motors on up right wing. He'll loft it into the right wing corner. It'll trickle around to the far side. Grollo poked it free. Armentrout in front. Miller's shot. Deflected over top the net. Now Clements pinching in from the D position. He's got it right wing, sends it out in front. Martin's shot blocked. He gets it back left circle. He'll try the backhand, and Smith is able to make the save again. Boy, he's been good here for Loyola early. The goals that he's been beaten on have been backdoor feeds. or just a really pretty move by one of the Chippewas' best scorers in Isaac Gibbs. Gibbs, as impressive as he's been this season, 19 points, 12 of them goals coming into tonight. He gets the goal to put him at 13. He's still 5 behind Jace Johnson, which is awful impressive considering how well that sophomore has played this year. Still think of him as a freshman sometimes after he was ineligible to play the entirety of the first semester a year ago. In fact, most of the second half. Icing call here against the Ramblers, but even in such a short time, Johnson has been one heck of a showstopper for CMU. He's only played 35 games coming into today. He's got 20 goals, 11 assists for 31 points, almost averaging a goal per game. Had a 3-game point streak going into yesterday, had that snapped against Grand Canyon. It was the longest goal streak of the season for a Chippewa. 2:03 to go here in the period. Face-off once again in the Rambler end. They cause a turnover. It's a 2-on-1 up the wing. Here's a pass across. Great breakup by Martin as he was able to knock it away. Now it's the Chippewas send it down. Icing waved off as a man was back there for Loyola. Gibbs gets the puck in the corner. Got it free to Morgan. Centering feed picked off. The Ramblers have speed. Here's Swenson over the line right wing. Cuts in shot. Blocker saved by Wilson. That comes to the near half boards. Out through center. Nifty feed to Porzondik from Martin. Porzondik across the line. Steps in. Shot blocked. Rebound. Played by Dumalink. Up to the point. Chippewas keep it in. Gilgren right circle a shot. Blocker saves Smith. Rebound across the way. Loyola comes out with it over the line onside. Look out, the linesman's right in the middle of the play. Luckily for him, he's able to avoid the check. And he's standing now in the left wing circle. Unorthodox position for the linesman. Oh, a big save there on Nagel by Wilson, as Nagel was able to step free in the slot and fire it on. Gibbs, long stretch pass intended for Campbell. He was unable to knock it down and roll in on Smith, who will corral it with 48.1 seconds to go here in the first period. It's an awkward setup here at Niles Iceland Skate. Not only are we outside, but I've got to look back into my left to take a look at the scoreboard, which is why I've been admittedly a little delinquent on the time updates. Face off to the left of Smith. Chippewas have second line out there with Johnson, Hop, and Kuhn. Good to see Kuhn on this line here today. He's been a great young freshman for CMU out of Forest Hills Northern Eastern in Grand Rapids. Now Johnson in the slot, knocked it away from a Rambler, cuts in to the forehand, and a big save by Smith. I couldn't tell if Smith had gotten a piece of that. There was very little reaction from the CMU or Loyola bench, but again, another move for Jace Johnson. He was stifled once again here with 26 seconds to go in the period. He's had a couple of good chances, but just hasn't been able to crack the score sheet here. Hop for the face-off. Loses it, but he chases right after it here. Hop in the corner. Near side, battling along the half wall. It's pulled free. Chipped out here by Golfstein. Right back in come the Chippewas. Kamara in with a shot save. The rebound is loose on the back door. Nobody home for the black, maroon, and gold. Now here's a shot from the right side by Kamara. Blocker saved by Smith. It's loose behind the net. Kuhn steps free, and that'll do it. As time expires, you hear the little siren they've got here at Niles Iceland Skate. A little bit of a imitation of the Boston Bruins siren at TD Garden. End of one. Chippewas up 3. A successful first period. Let's see how they can capitalize the rest of the way here on CCAHN. We'll step aside, come back with a brief recap of the period, and then be back for period number 2 here from Niles. Back here on the CMU Club Hockey Network. Happy to have you with us here on this tape delay broadcast from Niles Iceland Arena. We're on outdoors here for only the second time in club history here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Feels like 26 here at last check. Definitely know my hands are cold. Hopefully the players are keeping up and able to stay warm and keep up the pressure as the Chippewas have a 3-0 lead on the Loyola-Chicago Ramblers. Chippewas looking for their 10th win of the campaign. They're right now 4 wins under 500 at 9-13-1. They started out things well against the 3-10-3 Loyola-Chicago Ramblers, getting a goal just a minute and 32 seconds into the game. Owen Campbell found a puck on the left wing side, snapped it home to make it a 1-0 game at that point. Connor Morgan would add another one just about 11 minutes later. So Chippewas maintained a lot of pressure early on in the period, and they continued it, but they just were held at bay by Jack Smith, the netminder for the Ramblers here. But they got 20 shots in that period, able to connect on 3. The third coming at 14:25 on a really nifty play by Isaac Gibbs, who just worked right in, dipsy-doodled through the defense at the blue line, found his way in, and slid it past the catching glove of Smith to make it a 3-0 game here for Central Michigan at the end of 20 minutes. As we mentioned, shots 20-5 favoring CMU. Nick Wilson has been playing well, though he's only faced 5 shots. He's had a couple of challenging ones on a couple of good rushes by Loyola. He's able to stand tall to the task nonetheless. 3-0 at the end of 1. We'll step aside, come back in just a moment with period number 2. Chippewas up by 3, hoping to extend that lead when we come back here for the middle 20 minutes. You're listening to CMU D3 Club Hockey on the CMU Club Hockey Radio Network. Back here in Niles, Illinois for period number 2. Central Michigan and Loyola. Chippewas leading 3-0 over the Ramblers here at the start of period 2. Chippewas will again travel right to left across your radio dial. Their alternate black uniforms with that gold numerals, gold and maroon trim, black pants, black socks. They look so clean here on the outdoors. Nick Wilson in net to our right, stopped 5 shots thrown at him by the Ramblers in period 1. His counterpart, Jack Smith, stopped 17 of 20 in that first period. If you're curious, Chippewas have, prior to today, Chippewas have allowed the least amount of shots in a period back on January 11th against Grand Canyon. So just yesterday, in fact, only 3 shots in that third period. They allow 5 against Grand Canyon, but for the Chippewas, that's still 6 shy of their season high total against Davenport, where they fired 61 shots in the game and 26 in period number 2. Can they match it here? We shall see. 3-0 Chippewas lead. There'll be a face-off at center here. It'll be Zev Lang in for the draw. He wins it for the Ramblers, and we're underway in the middle frame. Josh Gilgren pressuring back behind his own net, chasing after it, exchanging play there with Mielnik. Chippewas right back in. Backdoor feed, and Grollo couldn't put it home. He was in on a 2-on-1 there with Armentrout. Chippewas pin it up behind the net, right in front of us here. Able to get it on up to the point. Kamara kept it alive, threw it off the end boards. It was thrown around the boards by Reed Johnson. And the Ramblers over the line. They'll dump it in on right wing. Tristan Roski puts it behind Nick Wilson. Chippewas move out on right wing here. Lofted through the rafters, down the ice, icing the call with 19:05 to go, period 2. Speaking of icings, I got the chance to catch up with the linesman here for today's game. And he's a bit of an old-timer. He's been refereeing hockey games since 1970. And he's out here again today. Told me he was skating for 6 years on the frozen ponds before that. So it's always good to have some veterans in the business, and we do have one man in the lines here this afternoon. Out at center, Chippewa is able to dump it on in. Sam Fablo puts it around deep. Far corner, Miller tied up there by Carey. Up to the point, Chippewas. Gibbs stepping free in the slot. Across, couldn't connect with Campbell cleanly. Now Gibbs across the way, battling for it. There with Goldstein. Out through center, pass on ahead. Look out with Speeder Swenson. Right side is shot. Lifted it over top of Wilson. Up at the point, kept alive by Carey. Trying to push it deep, but got caught up in a couple of Chippewas, and Isaac Gibbs will wheel and deal in his own end. Gibbs fed it across, left side, Porzondek across the line, steps in, shot. That was blocked by Carey. Gibbs on the rebound, far side. Button hooks in the circle, up top for Bowerson. Will sky it off the boards right in front of us here. Behind the net, here's Wasilou. Wasilou pressured from behind by Porzondek. Penalty coming up to CMU. Andrew Porzondek's going to go for a hook here. So a power play for the Ramblers. 17:51 remaining here in the second period. So we got a power play here for Loyola. They've only scored 6 power play goals all season. According to the ACHA website, which is our best source of information, that's good for 10.2%. Chippewas hoping to rebound in the PK from yesterday, where they killed off 5 but still allowed 3 power play goals that ended up lifting GCU over them by a score of 4-3. Those power play goals were the difference. Here's Nagel stepping over the line. Shot saved by Wilson off the right pad. It's cleared up to the point. Reed Johnson, a one-timer. Oh, sailed high. Now another opportunity from the right side. Ramblers trying to keep it in. A massive hit there on Chase Johnson. Absolutely leveled by number 16, Aaron Goldstein. Now the Chippewas in. Johnson. Broken stick of Nagel. Oh, Goldstein tried for the elbow. Johnson stepping out into the slot. His shot was denied by Smith. Now a stretch pass. Look out. Man behind the defense. That's Lang. From the right side. Lifted that shot wide. Lang's got it back behind the net, though. Tied up behind the goal. Eventually emerges right side. Backs it up to the point. Wrist shot. That was blocked. Gets it back. Here is Babala. Cutting in. Shot saved by Wilson. It lays behind the net. And that was Van Sil. Let the shot go. Van Sil. Another opportunity blocked by Hop. He's tied up with Van Sil. Another opportunity saved by Wilson from the left point. 38 seconds to go in the Porzondek minor penalty. Chippewas have it behind the goal. Martin overskated it. Ramblers gain control once again on the power play here. 27 seconds to go. A loose puck out in front. It's loose in the slot. Pulled away, and here's Jace Johnson with speed. He's got Johnson to beat. Works on the far side. Jace Johnson against Reed Johnson. Reed's able to win that battle. Chippewas dump it down. Offside here on the Chippewas. Siraki having to come back out of his own zone. The referee picked up the broken stick, was signaling the offside of the broken twig. Now Johnson over the line as the power play expires. Chippewas 1 for 1 in the PK here this afternoon. Gilgren trying to start the breakout ahead to Bishop. Got it ahead on right wing. A massive hit across the way. And a Chippewas down in the neutral zone. Oh, that's Connor Morgan, I believe. Took a massive helicopter hit right in front of the penalty boxes. Not sure how he got caught up. May have gotten hit into the door. Boy, good to see him get up. That was a massive hit. Morgan's slow to get up, but he eventually does. Shaking those legs out. Rubbing that right hip. Hope he's okay. We'll stay on the ice here. 15:33 to go here in the second period. Good job by CMU to kill off that power play by Loyola. Face off just outside the Rambler end. On the near side boards, the Chippewas attack right to left in the second period after attacking left to right in the first. Connor Morgan off the ice, and he's got the puck, sends it across. The shot by Bishop deflected wide. Ramblers take it and dump it down the ice. Morgan took a run at a Rambler on the near side. That was number 22, Andrew Belmonte Russo, and now Wilson is forced to make a save. In similar situation, at least roster-wise, to Grand Canyon yesterday, where a couple of players listed on their roster under certain numbers, not playing it with those numbers. And Andrew Belmonte Russo, one of them, listed as 55, playing as number 22 today. Dylan Simon, who's listed as 22, wearing number 10. Shot right off the face-off, reflects up and out of play off the stick there of Aaron Goldstein. 5 minutes gone here, second period. Chippewas have killed off a power play and have spent a lot of time in the zone defensively. Here's Goldstein, shot blocker save, and rebound. Wilson made another stop. Now behind the net, here's Lang. He got worked over by a couple of Chippewas. Hutton's able to clear it out. Hopped over the stick of Goldstein, who deposits it right back into the Chippewa end. As they move across the line, Lang coughed it up. Chippewas working back defensively. Bowerson blew a tire, and that left only one option for Hutton to rifle it around the boards. Armentrout, nifty backhand feed through center. Across the line, Miller was just ahead of the play. Ryan Grollo had good opportunity on the rush on the right wing, and Miller trailing on the left side, just ahead of the play with 14:25 to go here in period two. Now Campbell, right off the face-off, goes into the boards, trying to cross-check Johnson right there into the corner boards. Nothing came out of it. Now look out, Swenson's got speed. Now over the line left side, cutting to the middle, tried to feed across. It was knocked down before it could get the man it was intended for. Isaac Gibbs turns out of the zone, sends it rink wide to Campbell. Across the line, here comes the captain. Dropped it back, Porzonic shot, save, rebound. It's loose, they jam away at it, and somehow it stayed out. Oh my goodness, the Chippewas with a mad scramble in front of the goal. Andrew Porzonic looks to the sky, and Reed Johnson, who swept that puck off the goal line as it laid under the pad of Smith, does some push-ups in the net. Boy, what a crazy sequence there for CMU. 13:48 to go. Chippewas have an offensive zone faceoff. Isaac Gibbs loses the faceoff. Johnson slams it up the boards. Look out, this is up and out of play. Now we got two pucks on the ice. It looked like it knocked a puck down from the netting that was already up there. And we'll redo the faceoff. Gibbs in with Fablo. Left wing circle. Fablo wins it cleanly. Reed Johnson fires it around the boards across the way. Chippewas can't hold the line. Now look out with speeders. Fablo racing after it. He gets the puck in the left wing corner. Isaac Gibbs able to work the puck away from him. And now look out, a couple of guys going at each other behind the cage. And we've got an offside here against the Ramblers. But looked like Johnson and another man for CMU going at it. Behind the net, got their hands up. Couldn't tell who it was as they were still stuck behind the net. And I'm, of course, at the other end of the ice. 13:19 to go, period two. Chippewas have a 3-0 lead. And a successful first period. They've evened out things a little bit more here in the second. After the Ramblers had some time to rest. Only 8 players on the bench for them here today. Now Martin stepping over the line with a shot gobbled up there by Smith. Smith's played well here today, an .872 save percentage on the season coming into the weekend. Already faced 20 in that first period, which is a decent amount by any terms. Now he'll face a face-off to his left. Hop to dig in for CMU with Nagel. Some adjustments on the alignment. Chippewas win the faceoff. Johnson up the point, left it off. Here's a shot blocked in front. And away come the Ramblers, but they can't get to the puck. And the speedy sophomore, Jace Johnson, will play it off the wall and go get it himself. He lost the puck quickly, though. Hop, nifty pass. Look out, Johnson. Nifty move around him. And Hop puts it home. The loose puck went to the doorstep, and oh my goodness, Aaron Goldstein took a cross-check at Jace Johnson as he was in the crease, and he's going to go off for a penalty. I don't know what prompted that. My goodness. That came out of nowhere. Johnson went to the middle. He was laying in the crease after that goal, and he got a cross-check right to the head from Aaron Goldstein. That was about as malicious as a cross-check as I've seen in quite some time. 7:24, the time of the penalty, and the goal, for that matter. Hop able to get his second of the weekend on the assist from Johnson. Second time those two have hooked up this weekend. Now the Chippewas have the power play for 2 minutes as Goldstein will sit in the box for a cross-check. Goldstein's a big kid, standing at least 6'4", 6'5" on skates. And he took a cross-check at Johnson and he's off. Chippewas on the power play, first time tonight. Gibbs winding his way around the net. Dropped it back up top. Martin to the near side, Campbell. Top of the circle, back up top for Martin. To the near side, Campbell steps into the circle, feeds it to the back door. Off the second attempt, Gibbs the save. Rebound, he's got it back behind the cage. Gibbs tried to center it. Knocked away from Siraki. Gibbs on the recollect. Here's Morgan in the slot. Saved by Smith. Morgan looking for goal number 6 on the power play this season. Campbell down to Siraki in the corner. He's got it near side, walking the perimeter. Gives it back to Martin. Steps around a stick check. Slides it across far side. Gibbs in the circle. He steps in. Shot save. Rebound. Smith diving back as it trickled through his pads. He was able to sweep it off the line. Chippewas maintained control. And the pressure. Siraki behind the net with Reed Johnson on his tail. Siraki reverses it to the near corner. Campbell in after it. Pressured here by the Ramblers. He's able to get to the point. Martin kept it alive for Morgan. Morgan right circle for Gibbs. Stepping in shot. Save Smith. Rebound popped up in the air and Morgan's got it again. 35 to go in the power play. Gibbs up top. Right point. Dangling into the slot. Lost control of the puck. Will chase it to the near corner. Backed it up to the point. Martin backhanded it down low. Knocked away from him and looked out with speed. Here's the man in Liang. His shot was blocked and back come the Chippewas. Here's Campbell trying to deflect that on goal. Dropped it back to Gibbs on the wraparound, denied. He's got it though. Right point for Camara with 5 seconds to go in the power play. The shot was blocked in front and it's finally cleared out here by the Ramblers as the penalty has expired. Goldstein out to the bench and CMU is 0 for 1 in the power play today. Hop trying to push it deep. Got caught up in the linesman's skates. He's in the middle of it. Eventually comes back out to center. Racing after it. Here is number 28 for the Ramblers. He pushes it deep. Ramblers try to get something going here. Down 4 halfway through the game. Down in the corner. Ramblers working across the way. Johnson throws it on goal. It's loose out in front of Wilson. It's still loose before it kicks to the right wing corner. Big play by Johnson there to rub Wasalu off the puck. Now the Chippewas move out through center. Johnson overskated the puck. That's Julian. His brother, Jace, that's his brother Julian, is out of this game. Now the Chippewas offside as Nick Kuhn just ahead of the play again. Will skate to the bench and go off. 9:38 to go, second period. Chippewas up by 4. Similar situation to yesterday with Grand Canyon, but roles reversed for the Chippewas. And they also haven't had 7 power plays up to this point. Nagel wins the face-off at center for the Ramblers, but sent it right back into the Chippewa end. And now the maroon and gold will try to work out. Right to left here in the second period as the wind picks up. Hutton down in the left wing corner. Crunched to the boards by Nagel. Miller worked it up. Right point Armentrout. His shot deflected high up into the air. Gloved down by Johnson. He's knocked down. Chippewas still have it. Armentrout centering feed through the wickets of Miller. Up the right point, Chippewas have it. They push it down low for Armentrout. Centering feed, Bowerson fanned on the shot. Hutton, shot blocked by Johnson. Rebound collected by Miller in the slot. Miller, right wing circle. A shot that was just wide. Hutton rattles it around the boards. Big hit as Carey took a run at Miller right there. Now the puck goes up and out of play with 8:36 to go. Big couple of minutes for CMU. Able to regain possession of the offensive end, reestablish the pressure here. .835 to go in the period. Chippewas yet again another offensive zone face-off to the right of Smith. Gibbs out there with Campbell, Porzondik, Clements, and Martin. Martin off the face-off win. Shot from the point, deflected just wide. It's loose at the side of the net. Porzondik frees it. Far side Campbell. Gibbs has the stick slashed out of his hands, goes high up in the air. He gets it back on the bounce. Nifty athletic play. Porzondik back behind the net with the puck. Across the way Campbell. Puts it down behind the net, Porzondik. Campbell once again on the right half wall. He's got it, right point Clements, but he fumbled it in his skates, and he's got to race back to his own blue line, where he'll gain possession once again from the maroon and gold. He dumps this on in, Goldstein. Back behind his own net, pressured by Gibbs. Long stretch pass cut off at center. Chippewas will just dump this in as Clements will put it in for Porzondik. Johnson took the body to Porzondik. Now this is poked away at center. Look out, Dumoulin in. Martin won that battle. He's got it in the corner now. Now Dumoulin gets it back. Throws it down behind the cage. Clements there to play it for the Chippewas. Up on the left wing. Chippewas trying to poke it out. Can't do so, though. And it's right back into the right wing corner. Here's Dumoulin. A shot. Save the rebound. Controlled by the Chippewas. Porzondik got with speed. Long stretch pass cut off at center, but Gibbs has it, though. He's in on the right wing. Toe drag to the middle, and he goes barred down. Oh, boy, what a goal there by Isaac Gibbs. Able to make the best of a broken play at center. Worked around the outside of the zone and cut to the front, a la Jace Johnson, and he goes bar down on Jack Smith. 5-0 CMU. As you can hear the wind picking up on the microphone. Last check, it felt like 26, though it was 34 outside. The wind chill certainly playing a difference, at least in the broadcast booth. This flips up and out of play, and a nifty play by head coach Brendan Martin to corral that off the netting. And he'll saucer that right to the linesman. So 5-0 CMU. Gibbs getting the goal. About 12 and a half into this period. Now Josh Gilgren pressured back inside his own zone. He coughed it up. Loyola on the turnover. Right circle. It's loose in front of Wilson. He makes the save. It's still loose out in front, and it's corralled behind the net. Little dipsy doodle by Wesalou. Feeds it out in front. Wilson makes the save. The rebound is loose in his right pad, and it's eventually found in the right wing corner. Now here comes Siraki. Across the line, pushed it too far for himself. Reed Johnson will backhand it out to the neutral zone. Back in his own end, here's Gilgren. Long stretch pass too far for Siraki. He misread it, and over the line, here come the Ramblers. Put in by Carey. On the pressure, coughed it up though. Nifty pass ahead. Here's Morgan for CMU the other way. Pulls up right in front of the broadcast booth, left wing corner. The Loyola end. Back down behind the net. Siraki on the loose puck. Tried to center it, but it took a carom off of Carey. And a right to Smith, who will cover for a whistle. 5:55 to go. All fives on the board, minus the period. 0 for Loyola, left to right, 5:55, and then CMU gets the 5 spot here. Trying to add more to this game. Here's its Chippewas now have scored 12 goals in this tournament. And it's albeit more impressive if you take into account the fact that Chippewas only scored 1 goal yesterday. Couple adjustments on the face-off. Face-off won by CMU. Jace Johnson from the slot, a snapshot and the save by Smith, able to trap that under the left pad. Couple more seconds tick off. But the Chippewas have been doing a really good job. What they haven't been doing in the last couple of series is getting that extra effort in the middle. Now Jace Johnson off the face-off scores! Oh boy, that was a howitzer from the slot. And he puts it top shelf, 6-0 CMU. This one coming at 14-14. Face-off was won cleanly right back to Johnson, and he just hammered it over the catching glove of Smith. Nothing much the Loyola netminder could do about that one. And now it's a 6-point lead for CMU. Jace Johnson hungry for more. Wanted to make up for breaking his 3-game goal streak yesterday. Now he coughs up the puck. The Ramblers fire it at rink wide. Kuhn back defensively for CMU. Dishes it across. Chippewas able to get it out on the bounce. Hop blows a tire at center. Kuhn picks up the loose change, steps over the line, in with a shot. Oh, and a nifty glove save there by Smith. Nick Kuhn, a bit of a wry smile as he goes off to the bench. Great play by Kuhn, the freshman out of Forest Hills Northern Eastern. It's good to see him get his first goal back against Calvin. The lone goal of the contest for CMU in that loss, but he had been pounding at the doorstep for quite some time throughout that first couple months of the season. Finally cashed in October, and only 1 point since, but he's been all over the ice for the Chippewas. But that third and fourth line, now the puck deflects up and out, up in the air, and gloved down by Smith. He will hold on. 5:09 to go, second period. Another face-off, left wing circle of the Loyola zone. It'll be Lang to dig in with Grolo. Grolo out there with Armentrout, Miller, Bowerson, and Hutton. Miller gets a good opportunity off the face-off. Lifted it off the glass, though. Back out of the right point. Bowerson shot through traffic. Oh, that took an odd hop off of Smith as he reached out with the blocker. Went off the inside of the pad and almost deflected into the net. Chippewas throw it around to the far side, pitching in from the point. Bowerson out in front. Grolo's shot, save! Rebound is swept away by a prone Reed Johnson on the ice. Now out through center. Liang with speed. He's across that line left side, cut into the middle. It was chopped away from him to the right wing corner. Battling for it there. Chippewas get it out. Miller stripped to the puck at center. Maiwasalu, the leading scorer for these Ramblers, with only 12 points this season. 7 of them assists coming into the weekend. 4:17 to go in the period. Over the line. Ramblers have it. They still have control. Down on the left wing side. Big hit there on Roski. Chippewas able to get control of the puck. Up the left wing, here's Armentrout. Across that line. Pressured here by Lamassalu. Armentrout behind the cage. Centered it in front. Deflected to the point. Jalen McCray able to knock that out. Look out. Numbers the other way. Swenson across the line in a 2-on-1, but a good break up there by the captain, Chris Martin. Here's Reed Johnson, back defensively for Loyola, under 4 to play in the period. Campbell caused a turnover to the back door. Gibbs put it wide. Gibbs once again. Smith had to go back and retrieve his stick. It was loose in the crease. Here's a shot for the point by Martin, deflected wide. It's poked away from him and off to the races. Here come the Ramblers, and a shot deflected over top of the net. by Simon. Here's another save there by Wilson. Up the task so far. 3:09 to go, second period. Scramble out in front of Wilson, and he's able to maintain control and smother the puck for a whistle. And the more this game goes on, the more I regret the choice of the broadcast perch today. We're right on the exposed side of the rink. We're getting the wind coming basically along the end boards. But nonetheless, we'll soldier on. 6-0 CMU. Face-off with under 3 to play. Won by the Chippewas. Morgan on the wraparound out to the neutral zone. Over the left wing, Bishop dropped it back. Morgan steps in, shot, scores! Connor Morgan, a wicked wrister past the blocker of Smith. It's 7-0 Chippewas. Morgan has 4 on the weekend now. This is second of the game. Coming at 17-12. This is the type of game you wanted to see CMU have here against the Ramblers. A team who struggled throughout the season. No discredit to them. They play well. They fight hard. But with a short bench, there's only so much you can do. Now the face-off back. Play down now in the Loyola end. Look out, that goes into the Chippewa bench as it got sent right up into the sea of black across the way. Luckily, it seems everybody's okay. .2:16 to go in the second. Chippewas up 7. 2 goals from Morgan, 1 from Campbell. Gibbs, Hop, 2 from another one from Gibbs, and then Jace Johnson again. So Connor Morgan and Isaac Gibbs both getting doubles on the sheet, and now Smith will glove this one down as it goes up over everybody's head. .207 to go in the period. Been a dominant Chippewa performance here. We'll see if we can get shot totals later, but you'd think Loyola got a few more than 5 in that period with the way they were working early on. The way they were working early on, Loyola managed to get a couple of good opportunities. Wilson, though, tall to the task. Now Jalen McCray racing back into his own end, tried to one-touch pass with his old high school teammate, Jace Johnson. Those two couldn't connect initially, but Johnson still has the puck. Whole motor up ice. Look out, he's got speed to the right wing circle. Tried to spin it out in front. It's loose in the slot, comes to the right circle. Kamara's shot deflected wide off a defenseman in front. Now it had enough muster to go up the right wing. Hutton, though, racing back into his own end. Playing that back defensively. Kamara bottled up against the boards. Came back up to the point, fired off the wall. Behind the net, it'll be taken by the Ramblers. Jumalink chasing after it in the corner. He'll peel off and go for a change. Simon in the corner, hauled down by Gilgren. Loose puck in the bottom of the circle, chopped in front of the net. Johnson has it. Left wing or right wing corner. Going toe-to-toe with Fablo. Fablo pulled it free, backdoor feed, and they score! It's a nifty backdoor feed. It was pulled off the wall by Fablo in the right wing corner. Centered in front with just 46.7 seconds to go in the period. And the shutout is broken. And rather, the shutout streak is broken for Nick Wilson. It was a mini one at that, but he garnered his first shutout in his first career start for the Chippewas earlier this season. Unfortunately for him, that one just a backdoor feed, nothing much he can do about it. 7-1. Goal coming at 19-16, and this one rolls in on Wilson again. We'll see who gets credit for the goal during the intermission. We'll forego a second intermission report in lieu of a short recap after the buzzer sounds, just to give me the chance to warm up at the end of this period. Wind chill's getting to me a little bit. Now the Chippewas down around behind the goal, working out right to left here in the waning moments of the second period. Bowerson over the line, drifted to the outside, trying to shove it deep. Wouldn't go. Grollo overskated it. Right point. Hutton let the shot go. It deflected off of Miller and Johnson and rolled in on the netminder Smith. He holds with 11.5 seconds to go in the period. Well, this has been a great tournament. Credit to Ari Lifschultz, the head coach of the Northwestern Wildcats, putting on a dandy of a tournament. Now the Chippewas win the faceoff. Gibbs stepping right in, vying for the hat trick, wouldn't go. 2 seconds to go in the period, and the Chippewas chase it back. Hutton will hold behind his net, and that will do it here at the end of 40 minutes. Chippewas tag on another 4 in that period. 1 from Hop, 1 from Gibbs, 1 from Johnson, and 1 from Morgan. And it's 7-1 at the end of 40 minutes. Well, a good show here by the men in black, maroon, and gold, both defensively and offensively. That lone Loyola goal just coming on a backdoor feed. That was not much Wilson could do about that. Other than that, the Chippewas playing clean, they're playing hard, they're playing fast, and they're doing a good job here in this one. Both teams headed off the ice. Jack Smith gets a couple of taps from Central Michigan's players and coaches, and we will step aside. Final 20 minutes coming up next here on CCHN. Chippewas look to close out the weekend with another successful period. They lead 7-1 as we go to the break. Back here for the third period of play, Central Michigan and Loyola-Chicago. The final 20 minutes of the 2025 North Shore Classic here in Niles, Illinois. Reagan Cleaves back inside the broadcast booth here outside at the Niles Iceland Skate. Happy to have you along with me here wherever you're listening. We appreciate all the support and love you guys give us here at CCHN, and we're greatly appreciative of every single listener here on CCHN. We've got 20 minutes left. Chippewas up 7-1. They'll go left to right in the black alternate uniforms with maroon buckets and black pants, black socks. Loyola will counter right to left. Home white uniforms, gold and maroon trim, black pants and white socks. We are set to go. Ryan Grollo out there with Chris Armentrout, Andrew Miller, Josh Gilgren, and Sam Camara, but we are currently waiting on something here. Not sure what. Referee finally gives us the go-ahead. Linesman blows the whistle. Grollo to dig in, and we are underway here in period number 3. Reed Johnson, a long dump in wide of Nick Wilson. Sam Camara overskated it. Will lay the body across the way, and a Ramblers down along the far half boards. Meanwhile, Chippewas the other way. Miller over the line. Halts, top of the right circle, drifted it down low. Got it up to the point. Right back down, but it was offside, or we have a penalty, one of the two. Looks like it's just offside. Hard to tell when it's the referee putting his arm up. Indeed, this time it was a offside foul. 19:19 to go, third period. Was it me or were they running the clock there? We'll see what they do. Josh Gilgren works behind the net. We'll keep you updated on whether or not we have a running clock for whatever reason. Now here's Miller across the line for the Chippewas, just to the outside corner, working around the back of the net, pulls up to the left point. Bowerson, his shot blocked through traffic, popped up in the air in front of Smith, back down onto Terra Firma. Now Camara, shot from the right point, saved by Smith, and the rebound trickled behind him. It looked like almost went through his wickets, but the whistle blew it dead before it crossed that line. So indeed, we are running the clock here. Wonder why it's running. I think Owen Campbell's going to have a question for the official here. Either way, we run the clock. Chippewas up 7-1. You got to wonder if they're on a time crunch here in the outdoor rink. With this being an exhibition contest. This is sent down the length of the ice. Nick Wilson to put a halt to it behind his own goal. Hutton in to help out. Look down, a feet in front. Big save by Wilson. Oh, he came out of the net to challenge Sam Falbo right on the doorstep, and he gobbled it up. A big save there from the sophomore netminder. It remains 7-1. Draw to the left of Wilson. Falbo to dig in with Gibbs. Off the tie-up, Chippewas come away with it, though it's poked away from him at the line. Bowerson regains control. Flipped it off the far wall. Loose puck in the right wing circle. Picked up by Campbell. Tapped ahead to Porzondik. 2-on-1 with speed. Porzondik to the right wing. Out in front. Campbell on the back door. They jam away at it. It's loose behind Smith, and eventually it's behind the cage. Winds up in the right wing corner. Chippewas have it. Up at the point. Bowerson, long shot through traffic. Wide of Smith. Porzondik to the loose puck. Bowerson turns and fires. Off the side of the net. Across the way. They get it up top. Hutton shot deflects up and out of play with 17 minutes and counting to go here in the third period. Well, looking ahead for Central Michigan here at the end of this 2025 North Shore Classic. Lots of games on the docket here over the last half, but only one in-conference series for the Chippewas. They'll play MCHC East Michigan Wolverines in the final division series for them at the end, or the beginning of February. Spin around shot from the point by the Ramblers. That was saved by Wilson off the side of the net. He'll bat it behind the goal off the redirect. Ramblers on the prowl. Shot from the point. Saved by Wilson. Rebound will be picked up behind the net by Clements. Look out, he coughed it up. Martin, though, in front of the net, able to sweep it away. Jace Johnson on the breakout, wheeling up the right wing. Cutting over the line. Tried to deke around Johnson. Lost the battle. Johnson, though, picks it up in the corner, centering feet, knocked down, second chance opportunity. Kuhn made the save. Chippewas think it's in. Jace Johnson signaling goal, and somehow Johnson kept it out. Smith kept it out. Great save there by the netminder, denying Jace Johnson of his second of the game. Nick Kuhn had a good opportunity there as well. But looking back at the schedule here for the Chippewas, they got D1 Northwood coming up the 17th and 18th next weekend. Fresh off the face-off, Chippewas shot from the left side, saved. They'll start to move out, but that D1 Northwood is going to be a big test for them as they come up against a team that has been in the top 25 of Division One as late as after that first semester. Two teams played last year, but it's a much different Northwood squad. You got a team who has been in that top 25, didn't even crack the national tournament last year. Look out, Connor Morgan looking for the hat trick in the slot, snapped it wide as the Chippewas are back to work in the offensive zone. 14:36 remains. Ramblers get it down the ice. Icing's going to be waved off as it'll go right in on Nick Wilson. But after that Northwood weekend, it's a rivalry series with the Western Michigan Broncos. First time in quite some time the Chippewas and Broncos have faced off at the D3 level. You saw the D1 Stallions, the Stallions of Western Michigan. They unable to use the Bronco nickname at Western. But so the Stallions they are. Look out, Smith lost the handle on his stick at the side of the cage. Had to come way out of his net to play it. And as his offense comes the other way. Over the line, it's dropped back to the point, but right into the hands of the men in black. Ramblers at center, force a turnover. Wilson stops it behind his own goal on the dump in. Camara, rink wide feed to Gilgren. Chippewas moving left to right here in this third period. Grollo deflected it on in. Smith out of his net to play it. Got caught up in his skates, able to move it ahead on the near side. Grollo behind the net, worked it free, centering feed, knocked down. Camara after it, loose puck in front of Smith, and he holds on. And Goldstein again messing up a little trouble in front of his own net. So Northwood the 17th and 18th, Western Michigan the 24th and 25th. That home game in that Western Series is going to be the 24th at 4:30 p.m. at Martin Ice Arena. Better pack the barn if you're coming out. Should be a fantastic couple of games with Western. Chippewas have historically owned that series, but you never know in this day and age. Another icing going to be called here on Loyola. But then after Western Michigan, the Chippewas round out their MCHC East docket with a series against Michigan. Those dates still TBD in terms of home and away, but they will play the 7th and the 8th, Friday, Saturday, and the first weekend in February. And then senior night will be either the 14th or 15th of February as the Chippewas will take on Cincinnati in a 2-game weekend set. As we'll honor the seniors on this team in their final home series at Marty. Then the MCHC playoffs will have a first round. Swenson, though, now over the line for Loyola. Had the puck knocked away by Bowerson. Hutton across the line, chopped into the right wing corner. He gets tied up with a man behind the net. Loose puck, rattles around to the far side. Backed up to the point for Gibbs. Gibbs slides it across. Right circle Bowerson. He'll take it off the wall, drift down behind the net. Loose puck at the bottom of the circle. It's cleared out here by Loyola, icing the signal and waved off as Wilson came out to play it. With 11:36 to go. Chippewas leading 7-1 here at Niles Iceland. Here's Gibbs cutting in left circle, a shot, save, rebound, trying to put back out in front. Smith was able to redirect it away. Ramblers trying to poke it out of the zone. It's loose out in front of Smith. Right wing circle. Porzondik circling the zone. Left circle Campbell. Back up Porzondik, the one-timer. He didn't get a ton on it, and it's picked up by the Ramblers. They'll move the other way. It's intercepted, though, at center by Porzondik. The whirling dervish into the offensive zone. Chippewas forced to regroup at center, though, as it was backed out to neutral ice. Here's Gibbs. In over the line, cutting under the shot, snapped it wide. He's looking for the hat trick along with Connor Morgan. Both of them have 2 goals tonight. 10:48 to go, third period, and now we have a penalty coming up, looks like. It's going to go against the Chippewas. It's either Porzondik or Gibbs. Indeed, it's Andrew Porzondik. He's going to go off for a slash here. So Loyola back on the power play here. We'll call it. They finally stopped the clock at 10:18, so it's a 19:42 at the time of the penalty. Borzo's second penalty of the game. That'll put the Chippewas on the PK. Draw to the left of Nick Wilson. Jace Johnson, to dig in with Noah Nagel. Nagel wins it and goes up over into the Chippewa bench. It's been a small crew out here on the media side of things, but as always, Joe Grogan doing a great job. He actually has a perch on the bench today. Not a ton of good spots around the rink. Here to take photos with the glare, the outside light and everything. So he's back where the coaches normally are, up on the top step of the bench, getting some good shots. Him and Jordan, our other media videographer here. Now Reed Johnson in for the Ramblers, steps into the shot right into the gut there of Wilson with 1:10 and counting here on the power play. Wilson had to take off his mask, adjust the hairdo underneath it, and he'll get set to watch a defensive zone face off to his left. halfway through this third period. Again, a running clock here with time of the essence for both Loyola and CMU and presumably the clock schedulers here at Niles Iceland. Chippewas force a turnover, lifted down the ice. Ramblers, though, right back in. Sent down the ice. Icing waved off here. Off the back of the net. Rattled around the boards by Camara out through center. It was tipped at the blue line there by Dominic Van Sil. And now the Chippewas score! A great play there by Connor Morgan. And he has his third of the game. It's a shorthanded tally here, and the Chippewas lead 8-1. It looked like an innocent enough play up the right wing. The Chippewas able to get it out, but Connor Morgan was able to find the loose puck and tuck it home. On the right wing, it's a shorthanded tally for Connor, and he's got the hat trick here on this Saturday afternoon. Now Morgan, hungry for more, steps over the line into the right circle. A shot saved by Smith. Well, with the glove, flashing the leather. 7:49 and counting here in the third period. Draw will be to the right of Smith. But credit to Connor Morgan. He's had a bit of a lull in the last couple of weeks toward the end of the semester. Another save there by Smith, snagging the puck out of the air on a shot from Siraki. But credit to Connor. He came into this weekend with 6 goals, 6 assists. He's going to come out of it with now 11 goals, pending the resolution of this game. 7 minutes remaining therein. Bouncing puck at the blue line across the way. Siraki hauled down along the left half wall. Chippewas have it in front. Hutton the shot. Oh, he snapped that one wide. Big opportunity for Lucas right there, but he just put it over top the cage. Now, Camara threw it down deep. Chippewas into the zone. Centering feed knocked away. Camara up the left point. He overskated it. Ramblers are away. Pass just ahead. Too far for the intended target. They're in Jumalik. And now Reed Johnson forces a turnover. Lets a shot go from the high slot. That was knocked down. Gilgren takes Jumalik into the boards. Puck back out at center. 6:15 to go. Here in the third period, Chippewas putting a masterclass on here. Lead 8-1. Now, feed to the back door. Just too far from Siraki. They're intended for Gilgren. Chippewas still have the puck in the offensive end. Here's Morgan turning in, firing it wide. Hutton, far side corner. Flips it across the way. Bowerson keeps it in at the point. Shot there from blocked. Rollo has it right circle. A shot. He elevated it just a bit too high. 5:42 to go. Chippewas chasing it back into their own end. Hutton pressured here by Simon. He's going to motor out on right wing. Pass ahead to Miller. Knocked away from him. Hutton gets it right back to the slot. A shot. And that'll deflect up and out of play. And as signaled by Belmonte Russo, it's a field goal as it goes up and into the netting. 8-1 the Chippewas lead here in the final 5 minutes of the North Shore Classic. It's been a great weekend orchestrated by both Loyola-Chicago and Northwestern. Ari Lifschultz doing a great job over at Northwestern. And over here at Loyola, Madison Matrasco, the head coach. Both of them doing a great job to organize this tournament. It was GCU, CMU, Northwestern, Loyola, Indiana, and Loyola Marymount. So a couple of West Coast teams, they got done earlier on today. GCU lost to Indiana at 9 a.m. And then Loyola fell by 1 to Northwestern, 4-3. And now we got a penalty coming up. Oh, boy. Tempers flaring in the far corner. And it looks like Nagel getting tied up with the Chippewa. Linesman will come in and look to break things up. Tempers flaring in a corner battle, and now the Chippewa is going to be shown the gate here. Ryan Grolo getting sent off. And we'll see if any Loyola players get shown the gate too. So Grolo's being sent off. And now a Rambler looks to be going as well. So Nagel and Grolo both being sent off here. Final 4 minutes of play. Better hope somebody's back there in the locker room area to separate those two. Hope nothing comes from that. Both teams sharing a locker room back off to my right here in the Chippewa zone. So Grolo sent off, Nagel sent off, and Grolo's going to get the 2-minute minor penalty. At least that's the one they have up on the board right now. Indeed, they do get Nagel's up as well, so we're going to go 4-on-4, it looks like, here. Chippewas send somebody to serve the penalty. So do the Ramblers. Didn't catch their numbers as they both took a seat in the sin bin. Face off to the right of Smith. Chippewas win the face off. They go to work. Up the point. Martin kept it in, but not for long as Campbell has to wheel back into his own zone. 3:04 to go here in the hockey game. Running clock. Campbell across the line left wing. Pulls up in the far corner. Got it up top to Clements. He coughed it up, though, and the Ramblers are away. Coming right straight at us. They'll pull up in the corner. Clements defending well. Unable to poke the puck away. It's tied up to the left point. They battle for it. It's worked free. Campbell takes it. A little nifty dish ahead to Gibbs. Gibbs working in on goal for the hat trick. Crashes the net. It's loose in front, and Smith has it cleared by his defense. Boy, a big opportunity there for Isaac Gibbs. Now Wilson flubbed the dump out. Reed Johnson pushed it deep. Clements intercepted. We'll wheel it around the boards. It'll rattle back up to the far point. Gibbs back out on right wing. Still only has 2 goals tonight. Looking for goal number 3 to the front of the net. And he lifted it over top the goal. Now Clements pushes it down low. Campbell winding his way through the defense. Works in shot. And he snapped it up and out. Might have gone off of Smith's glove hand as we're under 2 minutes to play in regulation. 1:53 and counting. Great performance here by CMU. 28 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. But fantastic game here by CMU. They got out early, scored just 1:23 into the game from Owen Campbell. And after that, it was all the men in black, maroon, and gold. Chippewas off the offensive zone faceoff. Stepping in, Johnson was denied. A rebound loose behind the net. On the wraparound attempt, sent just wide. Porzonik had a golden opportunity to stuff home that rebound. 4-on-4 is over. Siraki liberated from the sin bin. In lieu of Ryan Grolo. Centering feed kept in at the point. Rather, no, it was back out to center as Johnson couldn't keep it in at the last-ditch attempt. Minute to go here in regulation. Chippewas are going to come away with an 8-1 win, providing they don't get another one late here. Here's Johnson with speed, cutting through the zone. He got knocked off the puck as he went to the face of goal. Now he's got it back. A shot from a sharp angle. Save there by Smith again. Chippewas continue to hem them in. Gilgren in with a shot, and nifty glove save there by Smith with 35 seconds and counting here in the third period. Everybody will hustle to the face-off dot. 26 seconds to go. The third period of this outdoor game here at Niles, Iceland. It's been a fantastic environment throughout this entire weekend, and it's been a fantastic outdoor game if you're CMU. 11 seconds to go. Fed back to the CMU end. Here's Hutton. Pass up left wing. Too far for Hop. Icing waved off. Smith will play it behind the net. And Nick Wilson is his second win in as many starts as a Central Michigan Chippewa, allowing 1 goal here in just those 2 games that he's played for the Maroon and Gold. Good performance tonight from Wilson. Even better from Connor Morgan, who gets the hat trick as the Chippewas knock off the Loyola-Chicago Ramblers by a final of 8-1. We'll step aside. Quick post-game recap coming up next. We'll take a look at the Northwood Series. On the other side, CMU 8-1 victors over the Ramblers here in the final day of the North Shore Classic. Those are bringing you back to Niles Iceland Skate. Reagan Cleaves here for the post-game show on CCHN. The Chippewas have thanked the fans as they always do, and they'll be joined by their friends and family out on the ice. I believe, at least that is the plan, as they are victors here in this outdoor game. Fantastic couple of days of hockey by the Chippewas. Only netminder not to see action was Lauren Jones. All netminders playing very well here, not only this weekend but also this season. Again, we can't harp on it enough. Chippewas, all four goaltenders coming into today posting above a .900 save percentage. Not often you can say that, but some great play by the Chippewas here throughout this weekend and throughout the series throughout the season, by their netminders. 8-1 Chippewas victors. Let's take you through blow by blow. Things started off just a minute and 23 seconds in. Owen Campbell pounded home a backdoor feed from the left wing circle to make it 1-0 at that point. He would be followed up by Morgan and Gibbs, each getting their first of the night at 12:27 and 14:25 respectively to make it a 3-0 game. At that point, that was where we would end the first period, and the Chippewas just all over the Ramblers in that first. 20-5 the shots on goal. The Chippewas got 20 shots in the first, in each of the first two periods, an utter blowout in terms of the shot clock, and it showed that on the scoreboard as we went on. Hop, Gibbs, Johnson, and Morgan all scoring goals in that in that second period. It would be followed up by one goal by the Ramblers. We never got who got that goal. They didn't have any PA on the ice here in the facility, and we didn't go over and check the score sheet between intermissions, but Loyola did get one goal in this game, and then Connor Morgan would get the 8th and final goal of the game for CMU as he snapped it was able to finish home the rebound out in front and put it behind Smith for his third of the game. That was a shorthanded tally at a little bit about 5 minutes to go in the game, and for Connor Morgan, that, I believe, is his first career hat trick. We'll have to check on that, but either way, he had a phenomenal game here in this one as he gets the hat trick and the Chippewas get the 8-1 victory. Well, as we mentioned, friends and family out on the ice taking a picture with the team, and the Chippewa fans, boy, do they travel well. We had a good segment of them on Friday night standing in front of the broadcast booth, and it's always good to see the Chippewa faithful travel well as they have done tonight, and they're getting their recognition, getting a picture with their victorious sons here today. Well, that'll just about do it for us here, not only for tonight, but also for this weekend. We appreciate you guys hanging with us through the technical difficulties and the fact that it was a radio broadcast only for the last 3 days. We should have a video broadcast for you next week as the Chippewas take on Division I Northwood. Thanks again for all your support. We greatly appreciate it here at CCHN. And until next time, my name is Reagan Cleaves, saying so long from Niles Iceland in Niles, Illinois, as the Central Michigan Chippewas wrap up the 2025 North Shore Classic, hosted by Northwestern and Loyola-Chicago, with an 8-1 victory over the Ramblers here in Illinois. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful night, everybody.